Hi guys, my name's Yvonne and welcome to my channel. Of lately I've decided that I wanted to make some handbag and I just really want to use my creative side. I do also work along in the fashion industry along with the fashion designers, so I've got them skills, but what it is, I want to take it up onto YouTube to show you guys how to do things or how to put things together. And I've recently come up with making handbags, so I'm quite enjoying it, and I've recently come up with this handbag that I've recently made. I hope you can see that. And I also want to take you guys now through step by step how to design this handbag. Right, so let's just get started. Today what I'm using some wadding, and this is going to be like the base of the bag. This is just to give the bag a bit more body, and what I want to achieve when I'm sewing is I'm going to be sewing all the way. This is what your bag should look like when it's finished. I've got a few pins here where what I recommend is before you actually start sewing is to pin all your bits together, so when you start sewing it's easier for you to handle. This bit is called a piping, and this is what I'm going to use to achieve that piping look, and I'm using an extra bit of fabric to go over like this. And this is what I'm doing. I'm just sewing along, just keeping. Now that I've managed to do my piping, it should look like this, and I want this to go round here all the way around the edge. So I'll start off, but as a beginner I recommend pinning this together. Now I'm about to finish the actual piping, so again when you come to the end of the bag you just turn it back about 1 centimetre in and just come off. So now that we've got that piping put on, I'm going to show you by me pinning. I'm pinning the main body to the bag, so I've just pinned it all the way around like this, because this is how I'm going to sew this, and this is just a straight piece that I want to sew. Starting from here, I want to go all the way around there. Now that I've sewn all the way around on the bag, the piping should look like this. I've used this as a contrast, and all this is just a long strip that I'm using to go all the way around. I'll give you the measurement at the end of the video, but this is what it should look like at this present moment. So this is one side of the bag. So this is the other side that I'm going to be using again, and I'm going to be putting it on this side. So I'm going to be using the same method to go all the way round. Now that I've sewn all the way around, I'm going to turn this inside out so you can see what this is looking like. On this. So now, this is the lid area. This is the bit that I've sewn down, and I've put the two together, and it's more or less like making the actual bag. The only difference is it's just one. So I'm just bagging it out. So now this should be what the lid should look like. So this is it all pinned like that. So this is gonna, now that I've got all the pins in place, when I turn it over to the front, the bag is starting to form. So in this bit I want to achieve making the handles, and it's more or less the same width as the fabric, but in this bit I'm not going to be using the wadding, so it's just a plain fabric, and what I've done is gone ahead and press these two together. So all I'm going to do now is bring these two together like that, and then I'm going to sew along this line. Then I'm going to go back round and sew along this line. Just keep going all the way to the end. Now that I've made my handles, I want to go and attach my handles to the bag. So I'm going down about 2.5 centimeters down and placing it in the middle. You can mark this so that you know exactly where you're putting the handles. Now that I've sewn it across, I want to now go up. So I want to take it from here and kind of give it a finish. I want to sew along here, like this is how it should look when it's finished. Hopefully you can see that. But it's basically I sew down and then I flip it and bring it back up and then sew across, giving it an extra back sew or bar tack. And all I've got to do now is just put the lining in. So now that I've sewn all around the top edge of the bag with the lining, I'm going to use that opening that I left out to bring everything through. So that's the bag and the lining. So it should start looking like this. Then I'm going to push everything in just to see what the bag's looking like. So that's how it should look so far. So now what I want to achieve is giving this area here a top stitch all the way around the bag so that it just sits well into the bag. Now that I've sewn this area, which is the lining versus the fabric, so I've given it a top stitch all round the bag. Now I can actually start pushing everything in, and the only thing I've got left now to do is to close off the lining, which I'll do now. Guys, thank you so much for watching this tutorial. I really appreciate that. The bag is worn like this to the side. Please subscribe to the channel, as I've got many more tips that I want to share with you guys, and I'll see you in my next video.